Hi, this is Majinoni, and here's my review for Avengers Academy #1 and Captain America #606. I think what I'll do is I'll start with Captain America first, because this is kind of weird. I'm going to go kind of quick too. Now, what we have here is at the very beginning, Ghost was sent to Baron Zemo's castle to retrieve some items, and they have an interaction between the two. It makes it sound like they know each other, but they don't know each other at the same time. Because like Ghost is like, is that Baron Zemo? And is Baron Zemo, is that the Ghost? And Ghost seems on friendly terms. He mentions the fact that he bet Bucky's cap, and then he's also trying to dismantle his tracking device. So, it's already, you can tell Ghost is not really on the same page as the rest of the Thunderbolts. At least what the government thinks that he is. Now, over here, you got Captain America, Bucky Cap, and Falcon fighting the wrecking crew. Bucky Cap's kind of reckless, gets himself in trouble. Falcon has to save him, wrecking crew escape. Sam goes to Steve and goes, hey, I think Bucky's got some issues, so we need to talk. So Cap says, sure, no problem. Bucky has nightmares. Natasha leaves in the middle of the night for Avenger business. Bucky goes to work out. Then we go 2 weeks ago, Baron Zemo goes to collect a debt from an old acquaintance of his father. Then we go back to the present. The three guys are having a drink, talking about, don't worry about it, things happen, calm yourself down. Bucky seems to get the idea. They leave, or Steve leaves, and Sam and Bucky are going to drive away, and they're attacked. Now, what's kind of weird is, if you look here, this looks like the Fixer. I would say, like, probably 99% positive it's the Fixer. So, I'm kind of curious to see how this is going to tie in with Thunderbolts. Now, this could be the guy that maybe Baron Zemo went to see earlier, but it's hard to tell because we don't get a good view of the face, but at least based on the costume part, it definitely looks like the Fixer. Sam's not dead or anything like that. All they're doing is they're just sending a message. This is stage 1 to their plan. Then we go 2 days ago, and where you have Baron Zemo going to the hospital where Sin is. If you remember, Sin got disfigured during the Captain America Reborn, and then he basically wants some intel on Bucky Cap, which Sin is very, very happy to talk about. Now there's a Nomad's short story. That's what I think about that. It's just Anyways, next up is Avenger Academy. This is like a very unusual team. Basically, this is a team, teenager kids that were all going to exhibit powers, and that Norman Osborn found. And what he did was he experimented on them to accelerate their abilities. Vale here, unfortunately, ran into the problem of, as Norman experimented on her powers as a side effect, because they activated too soon, are slowly killing her. Nobody knows for sure when she's going to die, but they know she's on the death clock. Vance gives her the rah-rah tour, let's be Avengers, and then through that we get to see the other characters. Like there's Hazmat, girl that, if you, like her breath, her sweat, anything like that, it's radiation poisonous, she can kill people. As you can tell, she's got attitude problems. Then you have Reptile and Metal or something like that. Metal. And Metal is like this guy who basically, his skin is impervious. So just imagine Colossus turned on 24/7. He can't change. Reptile was from the Initiative. Next up here is Finesse. She has the ability where she sees something done, she can repeat it. So it's like Taskmaster Jr. And Stryker, electricity guy with an attitude problem. Now, and there's the return of Speedball. Now, Hank Pym is telling these guys, hey, now's the time to become Avengers. You guys were the best candidates that Norman Osborn experimented on. So let's all grow up to be heroes. And as you can tell, this is very dysfunctional. If those kids aren't dysfunctional as it is, you got Tigra, who's had issues, you had Speedball, who's was Penance and was involved in the explosion that set off Civil War. Vance killed his dad, and Quicksilver was a terrorist. So, you know, what a team. Now we go through a training session, and it's basically just, hey, everybody, let's show their powers, let's show that they're dysfunctional. Hazmat uses her power a little bit too aggressively. Speedball doesn't like it. He has words with Quicksilver. Finesse sees it. And then she says to the rest of her team afterwards, hey, you guys, they're lying to us, so let's go figure it out. During the night, when everybody's gone except for Pym, who's in his lab, they basically raid the files, and what they find out is these kids, they're not the best and the brightest. These are the kids that are the most troubled, who could potentially become the next Red Skull. And these are the kids that they're worried about that could really cause a lot of destruction if they went crazy. Now, what I thought was nice is they have pictures of the team with a little bio about their abilities. So I thought that was pretty good. I really hate this costume. It's really stupid. And then there's a little write-up about the writer and stuff like that. They talk about heroic age and whatnot. So, in a nutshell, this is what I think about the two. This is confusing. I want to know what happens between these issues. Once I see what happens between the two, I can get a better idea of whether or not I like what's going on, or was it just a mistake. Brubaker has his pluses and minuses, and right now it's like in the middle. In a way, I'm kind of tired of seeing Baron Zemo, but we'll see what happens. If actually we can pull out a good story. With Avengers Academy, I think it's an interesting start, interesting cast of characters, but I think everybody's going to know that the storyline can't last. They're going to have to change it up, and eventually they're going to have to completely revamp the direction of it, because you can't have this you can't have this group of kids who know that they're, the leaders are lying, basically. Plus, I think everybody's going to know that Vale's not going to die. If she becomes a popular character, there's no way Marvel's going to kill her. I think the true test will be once they get out for these beginning issues, and then they get their first super going. And that's when I think that's where things will start shining, or becoming a turd. So that's my thoughts. I mean, it's a good start. If you want to try a slightly different Avenger book, this would be think of it as Avengers New Mutants #1. That's pretty much what it is. Or if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them on the side. Tell me which is your favorite character. So far, I like Finesse the best, even though she's just Taskmaster Jr. And subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and until next time.